Black birch is, in terms of regeneration, probably the best, I would say. Unfortunately, the problem is that this is actually a bigger one. They tend to die young, classified as like a pioneer species. But besides never really, getting to decent size for good lumber, the prices for it are never really good. The main problem, though, I feel is this stuff just takes off, and you'll see acres of just nothing but stacked birch poles. And the problem with that is there's no food and no cover for any wildlife. It really just becomes barren. It's got that hemlock growing in behind it, but it doesn't drop any nuts or anything. The seeds are tiny. Another reason why they regenerate so well is that, opposed to, say, any oak, you'll get a few, 1,000 acorns out of it, as to where a mature black birch is capable of throwing off 1,000,000 seeds. It just has the numbers game, and once it hits the ground, it's one of the only ones that's really okay with jumping through fern and stilt grass on the understory. But it grows rapidly fast, super, shade intolerant, and they grow so close they end up killing most of the other saplings of its own kind off once it starts shading out areas. But we typically, we hate to see, any type of diameter limit cut, you're going to leave behind a ton of birch. They just don't reach the size. And you'll go in and take off most of the oak, if not all the oak, and leave nothing but the birch and the gum and the junk behind, to let the small ones grow, right? But we take it. We've taken every single birch off of this property. The main plan with that is to, once you remove the birch, and the seeds can stay viable up to 7 years. But the plan is to remove the birch, give a few years, let the seeds die off in the ground, let the oaks and the hickories and the cherry and everything else we're trying to get back in here, let those get down a really nice seed bed, come in, make sure you get all the fern and the grass sprayed, and then you're really setting yourself up for success with raising a good crop of good hardwoods that's not just all going to be birch forest. We did harvest other trees off of this property, but I can't in good conscience take off the good oak stock and leave behind a bunch of birch just ready to blow up. But here, we'll take this one down. We'll do a quick tour of this job. This is where we're ending this one up, so it's cleanup time. Get these logs out of here, leave the firewood there for the landowner. He wants some. Got everything picked up. We're just gonna take this top, drag it over, and groom up these trails quick. All done. Done with cleanup. Do a little maintenance here in a day or two on that skidder and get her pulling again next week. Load of low grade to go yet. Got some firewood here. This is for the landowner. Just dragging those brushy tops, man, they really do a world of difference. Everything's cleaned up. The branches on those tops just kind of push everything off to the side of the trail, fill in all the dips. Gas man is getting it today. But brushed up this section really good. In this section we left mainly hemlock. It's about all that was in there besides all the birch. We took a ton of birch out of this little area here, but a few oak in here, some cherry. Hopefully that seeds in. Like I was saying before, now we're just kind of on the waiting game. We've successfully eliminated all the birch that's going to be dropping any seeds, so we got a window in here to get the seeds that are in the ground dead. Get a good seed bank of acorns, hickory nuts. Like I said, there's cherry and poplar in here. Let all them seed into the ground and come in here, take out the fern and open it up, and should have really good results with that. Now, probably a third of the property is like this. Really heavy in the hemlock, which is nice. And it's got some nice oak in it. You know, I'm not opposed to seeing oak like this go. My thing is, we did take a couple. With how stacked this is with the hemlock in here, a lot of these oaks, to get them to come down, you're gonna have to take out a few hemlocks, and they just don't have the size in it for the markets for the softwood in this area and the quantities that we deal with it. I'd rather see this hemlock have a little more size on it before we go cutting any of it. But this will be scheduled for, like I said, the next cut we do in here in about 10 years. really open it up. The steps that we took this go around, they're not, you know, super profitable for the landowner, but it's the right thing to do. Get everything cleaned and ready to go for the future. Most of the time, the damage is already done by the time people want to try and do the right thing, and it's just a tremendous amount of work. But here's an example. This white oak here, I mean, I'd love to take it, but in order to take that, you know, we're talking about 4 or 5 hemlock here, another 2 over here at least, and they just don't have the size just yet. And here's just a section that was just loaded. Saplings everywhere. Left these beech here. Beech isn't very much better, but better in the least. All in all, I think it came out pretty well. We took care of the problem we were looking to take care of. Got the landowner a little bit of money. The job was a killer almost mentally. We blew up the winch in here, but just keep on going. All right, we'll catch you later.